Becoming a machine learning engineer is awesome. The pay is fantastic, the job opportunities grow every single year, and it's an interesting field for those looking to be at the forefront of technology. But here's the truth. Everyone should not become a machine learning engineer. Or actually, most people should avoid this career. And it's not just because it's hard, there is more to it. In this video, we're going to discuss the 5 best reasons not to become an ML engineer. Now, I gathered these reasons from talking to ML engineers from different companies, forums, surveys, and more. And these are not my experiences, but rather those of lots of people in the machine learning space. And if you don't have 5 minutes to watch this video, I think that's crazy, because the other option is wasting years and then finding out later that this career isn't for you after you've spent so much time trying all for nothing. Or perhaps it's going to be the best one for you. We'll find out. Now, we need to start with the basics. So, the first reason why you should consider your ambitions to get into machine learning is that it is complex, and this one is the most obvious reason. ML requires a deep understanding of complex mathematical concepts, algorithms, and programming skills, and more. And for many of these things, the learning curve is very steep. And this can be highly discouraging if you're not very passionate about continuously learning and problem solving, and about using these technologies. I would also like to kind of highlight the math aspect, and the main warning that I've seen from people is regarding the math. Now, math can be very fun if you enjoy it, especially when you're applying it to something rather than just doing some boring high school math. But there are people who just hate math, and from what machine learning engineers are saying, I do think that they would have a very hard time enjoying this role. And this brings us to reason number 2. And this field has changed a lot, and it's not looking to slow down anytime soon. The field is in general changing quickly, and there are new technologies, tools, and frameworks appearing all the time. And while you don't have to learn everything, this can also be highly stressful. But I do also want to note that you don't need to, learn every single new thing, and when you know the basics of something, you will be able to learn another tool or just build on top of your existing skill set faster. Reason number 3 is related, but it's more focusing on the personal side. And I've made videos on other roles, and one common concern that appears is high pressure and expectations. And here it is just the same for the machine learning engineer role. You'll work on critical projects with really high stakes, and your work is very important. Not just that, there's also the fact that this role is really in focus right now, and this means that managers are kind of keeping an extra eye on you. Now, the salaries are very good, so it's not all bad, but what I have noticed for some people is that they felt periods that can be really intense and stressful. And I would say that most roles kind of have these types of periods, but the complexity and the ever-changing field combined with these types of periods can make it even more noticeable. This also really depends on the person, and I have heard people with completely different experiences. It's very hard to kind of summarize some personal experiences. It really depends on who you are. Reason number 4 is really important as well, and now we're kind of talking more about the job side, because so far it's mainly been about how you'll feel on the job, but to do that you will actually have to get a job in the first place. Now, this field in general is growing at a fast pace, and many companies are looking to implement machine learning, and therefore they need these types of skill sets. But it's also very popular amongst applicants, and this means that there will probably be more and more competition as it gets even more and more popular. I do suspect that the situation will be slightly similar to software engineering or data science in general, where there are a lot of people who are just looking to become software engineers or data scientists because it's kind of a buzzword, and they've heard that it's such a fantastic career with amazing pay. And those things are true, but it also leads to immense competition, especially from people that weren't even interested in this field in the first place. And the good thing is that most of these people are not passionate enough, and it means that if you are very passionate about what you're doing, you will be able to outcompete them and defeat them relatively easily. The important thing here is to consider that all competition is not the same. But on this point, I do also have another thing to mention, which is both a positive thing and a negative thing, depending on where you're starting from, and it's the fact that competition is not the same for all levels. Now, I made another video going into this in detail, and I think for the data science role, and I kind of checked out some data, and what we found out was that there was an incredibly small portion of the roles that were entry level, or within 1 or 2 years of experience. And when you were able to get past those initial entry-level jobs and you got some more experience, you were accessing a lot more jobs, because companies don't really want to hire entry-level people. They would rather put up a job listing to hire somebody with a bit more experience. And I think we were talking about 3 times more jobs at that point. So at the entry level, it will be very competitive, but then it should kind of get better and better as you access more of the jobs available in the overall job pot by getting more experience. Alright, so let's move to the final reason, and we're gonna address the elephant in the room. Are there actually any entry-level jobs in machine learning? And it depends on how you look at it. The barrier to entry for machine learning is very high, and if you compare it to other careers, it's not really an entry-level job, let's just be honest. To get a better idea of what they actually look for, I would just check out some job listings yourself. And that's going to give you a very good idea of where you can get started and what kind of skills you'll need, and also how to progress as you go further along. Just one final word, do your own research and don't base your entire decision on some YouTube video. The machine learning engineer is a fantastic role for the right person, and if you are interested in becoming one, I wish you all the best. I'm sure that you'll succeed. Thanks for watching this video, and be sure to drop a like and subscribe for more, and also check out the video somewhere on the screen if you're interested in watching another video.